How's it going, everybody? I know it's been a long time since I made a video. This one's going to serve several purposes. One, just kind of update on whole weight loss thing and workout thing and life thing, and yeah, I'm going to be making some changes and so on and so forth. So yeah, like I said, I know it's been a long time. I think I made a video back in March, and we we bought a house and. Bought a house and that took up most of the late spring and summer and so it's just all kind of a blur, really. Just finally getting into the this is home stage. So anyway, so my weight, I weigh in the 250s now. I've been floating around that, plateauing. I plateaued right there in the 250s. Early April, somewhere around there. Mid-April, I can't remember. I hear a frog underneath the. There's a, I'm gaining back muscle that I lost after the surgery, which is good. So that kind of, counteracts the weight loss a little bit. But for the most part, what happened was after the second procedure I had in late February, where they had to open up my jejunum, there was all of a sudden, about a month after that, I could eat anything. Not like, I'm not eating what I'm not supposed to. I'm not eating sugar or fatty foods or anything like that, but I could eat more. So I went from eating nothing to eating like a regular person, and it's just going through my system faster. So it's just kind of one of those things, that one of the many things that can kind of go awry during this, after you have the surgery, but I'm not complaining. Yes, I want to weigh less, but also it took kind of a little bit to get here. So I'm a realist. I know that there's obviously obstacles to kind of overcome when it comes to what I can and can't eat and what I can and can't do physically. I still run every now and again. I don't run as much as I should. I know that. That's going to change, but I'll get to that here soon. I do swim. The new house has a pool, and I do swim a lot. Although not the last 2 weeks, because we lost our pump motor on our pool during a couple of heavy storms we had, and they're actually coming out to replace it. They were by here last week to check it out and see what was wrong. Said you need a new motor, so they're going to bring a new motor out next week and replace it. So that'll be nice to get back in the pool. That, as far as exercise go, that's my main exercise. But anyway, that's the update as far as my weight goes. I'm eating fairly. I still eat protein bars. I got on this taco salad kind of binge, I guess you would call it, for the last month. I started making ground pork and ground chicken taco salads, basically without a lot of, not with a taco shell. I might use a tostada shell, one, and then some lettuce and which not a lot. I don't eat a lot of lettuce or salad or anything. I still have problems with tomatoes, so I don't eat tomatoes. But just, black olives, meat, a little bit of taco sauce and cheese, and a little bit of cheese, but it's a good meal, and I enjoy it. Like I said, still eat protein bars. I will drink a protein shake every now and again. They're not a regular part of my diet anymore. I drink, I make Crystal Light drinks, I put them in here. I'll get a couple of the restaurants that have the soda vending machines, that you can just push a button and pick whatever. A couple, like a Jack in the Box close by, has this diet or light Minute Maid cranberry lemonades and all these other ones, and I like those. I stop and get those once in a while. And of course, water. I drink high protein, low sugar milk. So anyway, that's pretty much my diet now. And I don't really have a goal weight still. I think it would be neat to be half as much as I weighed before, which would be about 225. Right now, I'm about as light as I've ever been as an adult. I wasn't smaller than this as an adult. Maybe once around the same weight, and that was a long time ago. So I'm happy with that. But anyway, so second part of this video is about a change that's going to happen, and this has been quite a bit a time in the making. So not a lot of you know. Some of you do, because I've spoke with you. Obviously, my parents and Angie and some really close friends know. But one of the reasons I had the surgery, one of the reasons I went through this, was to become a law enforcement officer. Most of you know, I work fairly closely with them in the job that I do now. Speaking of, today is 3 years that I've done this job, which, happy anniversary to that. It was a great opportunity, and I get to do a job that most people that do my job go to college for 4 years to do, and I didn't. So I'm very fortunate, and a lot of opportunities have come because of that, and I've learned a lot, and I still love doing it. But back to the law enforcement thing. So that was a major reason to get the surgery done. I didn't tell a lot of people that because what if I wasn't able to make it come true, or what if something happened, or I kind of put it on the back burner. But as the weight came off and I was able to look into what it would take to do, basically the decision has been made. So from here forward, as a matter of fact, tomorrow I will take my college assessment test, which I don't know if every state has, and I know Texas does. It's called a TSI assessment, which basically you go in, you take a reading, writing, and arithmetic, and you take this assessment test to make sure that you're at the college level of learning. So we're going to put to test my Blue Ridge education from 23 years ago and see how much I retained from then. So I don't know. I'm not really worried about it, but I know it's been a long time since I've done it, especially the math part. It's been, regardless of what anybody tells you, you do not use most of that stuff every day unless you're a scientist or someone that has to use, algebraic equations and formulas, and so it's just not, not a lot of people have to use that. Reading and writing, obviously, you do every day, but anyway, so we're going to put that to the test tomorrow, and wish me luck. Basically what that is that will decide whether I have to take any kind of college courses along with my law enforcement courses. Now, I had a couple of options here in Houston. I can go to the University of Houston, and they offer either a morning class, an afternoon class, or an all-day class. Now, basically, the all-day class gets you done in like 6 months, okay? That's every day, all 5 days of the week, so Monday through Friday, like 8 to 5. If you do that, you can get through the peace officer class and get your TCOL license, which is what every officer needs here in Texas, in 6 to 7 months. I don't have that kind of time. I'll still have to work. So what I'm going to do is an evening course at Houston Community College. It's close to downtown, about 20 minutes away. And I'll do that every day, Monday through Friday, from like 5 to 9:30 at night. That's the commitment for that class. And it'll take me 10 months. So that'll start in August, and Lord willing, and everything works out, I'll be done by June and on my way to my first law enforcement career. I'm excited about it. Ironically, when I had to tell my boss that I was going to do this, of course he's not happy about it. He likes me doing what I do, and I like doing what I do. But ironically, if he wouldn't have given me the job and I wouldn't have started this job, I probably would have never pursued this. I was able to, I talked to a lot of law enforcement guys and get to hang out with them, and it became something that I wanted to do. And I've never wanted to do anything. And I know that sounds terrible, but what I mean by that is I've always had a job and worked for places, and I enjoyed my work and made decent money, and I was happy with it. But I've never wanted a career in anything. I just didn't. And for the first time, that's different. I want to be an LEO. I think I have a lot to offer, being a police officer. And in a perfect world, I'd get to do what I do now, except as a police officer. Basically, community policing and reaching out to the community and instructing the media or helping, get in touch with the media, and basically marketing the police department, and also being a patrol officer. Those things are appealing to me. No, I don't have it might change. I don't have this urge to go out and chase bad guys. It's not, I'm sure that's fun, but that's what I want to do, and I'm excited about it. I wanted to share that with you guys so you know, because you're going to see some different things, obviously, on Facebook, and I hadn't made an update in a long time, and I wanted to let everybody know why I was doing this. So there it is. I'll, like I said, tomorrow I'm going to take that assessment test. Actually, it'll be the next 2 days. I'll be down there in the morning because I have to not only take the assessment test, but I have to meet with advisors, meet with my professor, and then there's a meeting next week where it's kind of like an orientation for the class, and we'll go over the stuff we have to buy and what the class will entail, what part of it will be physical training and this and that. And that's where I talked about having to run more. I'm going to have to start doing that because there's a PT part of the class that I'll have to be able to perform. As of right now, I cannot do exactly, I'm close to doing what they're able to do, then that to pass the physical part of it. A certain amount of push-ups, a certain amount of pull-ups, or sit-ups in a certain amount of time, and running, a few miles in under 20 minutes or whatever it is. So I'm close to being able to do that, and I think that by the time it's all said and done, I'll be able to. So a lot of changes coming. Obviously, I'll be in school for the first time since high school, but for a good reason. And I already have kind of chosen a couple of agencies locally that I want to work for. Where I live at is part of Houston Police, so I probably won't do that because there's no guarantee I can work here. So I'll probably take the next closest two, which one is Montgomery County Precinct 4, which I did a ride-along with them. I gotta make a video for that and show it, but that was cool. That was pretty, getting to a foot pursuit, like trying to get there to help an officer and pulling over drunk drivers, and it was an awesome night. I'll do that a lot of times probably between now and becoming an officer because that's fun. It's fun, it's educational, teaches me how to do it. But anyway, that's one of the agencies that I'll look at. The other one is Humble Police Department, which is the next town over. Those two are the closest to where I can work close to where I live, close enough that I would want to do that. And they're both very good agencies. I have friends at both of them. Both of them have always been accommodating to me as a member of the media, and I have a lot of friends, real friends that work there, and I can't, I don't think I'd have to look any farther than that. A couple of the other agencies in the area, like Harris County Sheriff's Office, require extra classes that I don't necessarily want to take. Not that I don't want to further my education, but I'm also on a time limit. I mean, I'm 41 years old. I want to be able to get 20 years in. I mean, because that's what I want to do. At least right now, that's what I want to do. I'm hoping that I still have that drive in 10 or 15 years. But that'll put me in my 60s, so we're pushing it here. So I want to get it done now. So if I take the next year to get the class done and become an officer, obviously I have help with recommendations from people that know me and local agencies, but it might change between now and then. I might have to go work at a jail somewhere. I might have to become a reserve officer for a little while to get more training. I don't know. Like I said, getting to that first step was the important part. Losing the weight, the support of my wife is unmatched. For a little bit there this spring, I've kind of didn't know if I was still going to do it. And she literally said that I have to. There was reasons behind it, and she wants me to do it. And the kids are, they're behind me 100%. My parents, talking to them, and they, my dad was actually surprised I hadn't done it yet. So he obviously had seen what I was feeling. And, my mom's the same way. Obviously, she's probably going to be worried, and because that's a mom's job. But, anyway, everybody's been very supportive. My coworkers, again, very supportive. I'm a very lucky person. I've been blessed to be surrounded by a lot of good people throughout my entire life, and it just continues. So I'm happy for that. But anyway, I'm excited to share with you all this experience as I move forward. My class will start in August, and I'm sure I'll have plenty of updates and how that goes. And I'll probably do several more ride-alongs this summer, especially because I use it for work, footage and stuff for work, but also I want to write some stories about, a day in the life of certain police officers. And another thing is the education part for me. I want to see what these guys go through every day, on patrol or on traffic stops. I mean, that's where, officers are most vulnerable, so obviously I want to be able to learn from these guys that have done it for years and kind of, curb the mistakes that I could possibly make ahead of time. It's just a better way to do it. Anyway, I'm rambling. There's going to be a lot of updates about that, and anyway, I appreciate you guys, the support you've shown, the ones I've talked to, and I know that a lot of you will be the same way. I'll check back with you. Wish me luck on the test this week, and moving forward there, and I'll update you guys on what happens after that. So good talking to everybody, and love you guys, and we'll check back with you later.